Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to mix it up today. I'm wearing a pink t-shirt. I think I'm technically a cool winter, so it's slightly off brand and I'll probably regret it. But I felt like putting on pink. I felt like putting on pink for my Her Story video. And more importantly, book club read. I've picked the book, just picked it up, Sexy Rich Bosses. And it is a Mills and Boon one. And I didn't even know that Mills and Boon had categories. The categories are billionaire, marriage of convenience, and workplace romance. So we're going to give that a go, Sexy Rich Bosses, and see how that turns out. So back to the video. It's an unplanned video. It's something that I didn't think I would need to create. I created the 3 videos, put them out there, let them do their thing. And I think they need a little debrief. I think I need to go over some of the points that were raised because a few points were raised. And there's a few things I want to discuss in relation to videos because usually my videos don't get as much traction. But there are a few things I think we need to discuss. And there are a few things that I was kind of surprised about when telling my story, because when I told my story, as I've said, I kept it hidden. I kept it hidden for so many years through shame, and I didn't want to talk about it. Bearing in mind, I've been sitting on this for ages and I've been thinking about what will the reaction be. And in telling my story, what will happen. And the main thing I was not bargaining on people not believing me. I genuinely thought, maybe naively, that people would listen to my story and they'd accept it, probably maybe have sympathy for me, and then move on. But I didn't expect the genuine vitriol from men over me discussing my situation of never having a boyfriend. It seemed to really anger men so much, which I did not bargain on that. I generally didn't think that me not having a boyfriend would incite so much hatred from men. I was completely blown away and taken back by that. The first point I'm going to raise is the point that was brought up, is that it's one of the nicer takes, but people were saying, you're pretty, you're lying. For a certain percentage of the people viewing the video, they couldn't get around the fact that someone that was considered attractive, and I am going to be referring to myself as attractive in this video, so if even that triggers you, please click out now. A lot of men couldn't get their heads around the fact that someone that was deemed as attractive had never had a boyfriend. A lot of people assumed that I was lying. They assumed that it was just an attention-seeking video, an almost grifter video, and people were commenting that I was just doing videos to make money, and it's like, no shit. I've been open with the fact that I need to make money and I want to make money and I want to be successful. Just this general belief that I wasn't telling the truth, that I was lying, that I was fabricating my story, that I was hiding things, that I was not telling the truth. And I've put as the second point that a lot of people still commented that they believed something was wrong with me. A lot of people thought I was hiding something. A lot of people thought that I had some kind of medical disorder that I was lying about, that I had some kind of psychiatric issue. A lot of people, I say people, it was mainly men, but some women as well, but a lot of men just could not get their head round the fact that I'd never had a boyfriend. They just couldn't believe it. They generally thought I was lying or I had something wrong with me that I have not disclosed. Like, I spent 30 minutes on that video. I spent 30 minutes detailing everything. And I even thought to myself, to be honest, those 200 videos that I've put out previously have been a precursor to this. It's been a precursor to me accepting this information and trying to work out how I can communicate it in the most effective way to other people. I thought to myself, it doesn't matter. I could literally put out 600 videos and this would still be the take from some people. And I have to let that go. I have to, if I want to enter the big leagues, I have to let it go. I just have to let the videos do their thing and literally not read the comments anymore. That's the only way I'll make it, is if I don't read it. But I was just generally shocked by people believing that I had some kind of psychiatric disorder, that I was unwell, just simply for not having a boyfriend. And as I've spoken in my other videos, unfortunately, most of my singleness is situational singleness. And I've kind of coined this term, so don't fucking steal it, people. But a lot of my singleness has been around situational singleness, just not meeting the right people, not having a broad friendship group where people can set me up with mutual friends. That's one of the main reasons that I've been single. And on the whole, men could not accept it. So this is where things get interesting, because I kind of knew this take would come up, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to discuss it. And the third take was that the guys you want, you can't get. And I almost call this the Smeagol comment. This is the comment where men will sit at home, rubbing their hands, being like, kill shot, I will not fail. This is a comment that men will always throw at women that are single. The men you want, you can't get. And what I'll say is this: I am at the mercy of whomever approaches me. I am at the mercy of whoever shoots their shot, whoever is interested in me. I cannot control who is interested in me. And the men I have approached have been other YouTubers to network with. And people will always throw this comment about the guys you want are the ones you can't get. And these are the men with the stick figure drawings. These are the people that only rate a human based on attractiveness. They don't see that I want someone that's intelligent. They don't see that I want someone that can support me, that can be a real teammate, a real team player in my life. And they just go on what I look like, how attractive I am, nothing to do with what I am as a person. I knew I'd get this take. I just had to ignore it because I obviously have preferences and I've dated multiple people, and like I feel like I say every video, it just did not work out. I knew this take would come up. There's not a lot I can say to it because I'm obviously attracted to people like me that are YouTubers and are driven and attractive, and I don't see anything wrong with me approaching other YouTubers wanting to network. And if that offends people, I don't care. Make your own channel, sort your own life out, stop projecting onto me, basically. And then there was another take 4, because obviously there are multiple takes on this whole series. And in general, the third one got the most heat. I knew it would get the most heat because anytime a woman discusses their sexuality or having sex or enjoying sex, the incels hate it. The incels hate on it so much. So the fourth take was that I constantly reject men. I spend all day rejecting men. People that approach me, I reject them. And what I will say is that I rarely get approached. If I do get approached, it is invariably by a 20-year-old male. I do not think that is appropriate for me at my age to be dating a relatively inexperienced 20-year-old male. That is creepy. That is creepy as fuck. I'm obviously at a different life stage, different life arena than that person, and I'm looking for something else. So sometimes I will get approached by a really young male, and I don't think that is appropriate for me to start a correspondence up with that male. A relatively small channel that I have, it's still an abuse of power, and I would never entertain that. But people will pick up on that and be like, ah, see, men are interested in you, but it's the type of offer. It's the type of offer that I'm getting. Is it someone that's ready to settle down and have a baby? Is it someone that's self-actualized, that knows where they're going? No, these are young men that are maybe stumbled upon my videos for guidance and maybe they find me attractive. I can't entertain someone like that. It's ethically wrong. It's morally wrong. Just saying that I'm constantly rejecting men. The people that I do reject are people where they're abusive or they're too young or it's just not right for me. And I think in general, the video is misunderstood. Partly this is my fault for not communicating properly because I was happy with part 1 and I was happy with part 2. And part 1 was purposely unedited, so it was a raw take and it wasn't me being flippant or making jokes. So part 1 was just a unedited, this is what happened. This is what happened in my life. This is why I didn't have a boyfriend. People weren't offended with that and it was on the whole received really well. And then the second video, that didn't do as popular. And I kind of thought that, yeah, that's pretty niche, being child free, not by choice. That won't be as popular, but I still want to talk about it. But really, it was part three. Part three, discussing my sexuality, really, it entered incel stage. It entered the incel arena and it entered the incel space online. Because the video was discussing how to explore your sexuality, it's best to be in a committed, monogamous relationship where you can relax. And that was the point that I was trying to get across. I was trying to get across that because I'd never had a relationship, I never got to explore my sexuality. But unfortunately, men took that and made that into a rant about hypergamy. And I've had to block that word, and it's been blocked for about 5 years because literally every time I post a video, it's hypergamy. If I literally made a bowl of pasta, someone would be like, hypergamy. I can't help it. So I had to block that word about 5 years ago. But people turned it into a, well, you could get sex. Basically, incels were projecting onto a video that wasn't even really about being incel. It was about the fact that I never had a relationship, so I never got to explore my sexuality. That's what it was about. It wasn't about me going to a pub and trying to get sex, because let's be realistic, if I really wanted to get sex, I could literally go to a pub, find someone that was drunk and have sex with them. But the whole point of the video was me explaining that's not what I want. I don't want hookups. I don't want to just find a drunk person in the pub and have horrendous sex with them. The whole point of the video was me explaining that not having a relationship ruined my life because I never got the chance to be sexual. I never got the chance to explore my sexuality. And unfortunately, like what happens for so many people online is that they cannot voice their opinion. Men constantly want to infiltrate female spaces. They won't let us talk. They won't let us voice an opinion because they just trauma dump. Men literally just trauma dump on my videos, unfortunately. And I know it's not all men. I know there are a lot of lovely men that watch my videos, but it's unfortunately just this small section that just ruin my videos each week, which I really hate. But it's something that I'm gonna have to get used to. When you put your light out, you attract the butterflies, you attract the moths. And unfortunately, I'm attracting the moths now. I'm attracting the men that hate women and that need to heal. I got so much projection from men, projecting their situation on mine. I was literally telling her story because I didn't even realize until I heard it on a podcast a while ago that history is his story. I didn't even realize that. But in me telling her story, I triggered so many people. People just didn't believe me. I told my story and I was not believed. I was not believed for telling my truth. Men did not believe me. And I've had to accept, when you create art, you put it into the world, you let it go. You can't control everyone. You can't control the comment section. You can't control how people feel. You just have to let them speak. So I just end it on this quote because I recently read The Alchemist and I found it really helpful. When you possess great treasures within you and try to tell others of them, seldom are you believed. And that's unfortunately what happened to me in telling my story. I told my story and I wasn't believed. But I don't regret it. I don't regret posting the videos. I just wanted to try and clarify those few points. Have a great day. Take care.